Welcome to Poul's Kitchen. This is Chef Poul. Today we're going to be making a video on Kung Pao. And I was going to say chicken, but we don't have any chicken. But we do have some steak. So, first we're going to start with rice. Sorry about this. I just ate, so unfortunately, a little coffee. I don't know why. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take 1.5 cups of rice and we're going to wash it. And this is going to be before we stick this into our rice cooker. And why are we going to do this? Because it helps alleviate the starch and makes it actually taste better. So this isn't going to be directly into the dish, but it is going to be besides it. So here we go. I'm going to take this over here and then we're going to put this right into this rice cooker. Now we need some water for it, so that's 1.5 cups of sticky rice. You can use whatever rice that you actually have in your home. This is what we have, but it's also what I really, really like. So I believe that's 4. Shut the water off, and we're just going to make this. Now, what you want to do, I'm using beef. If you want to use chicken, which is probably the best, you can use chicken thighs, which is the best cut for it. I'm using steak flank. I'm just thawing it, which is pretty good now. So I'm going to take a moment, and I'm going to cut this into thin strips. I'll show you what I have when it's ready. And then we'll work on the marinade. So we'll be right back. And we're back. So I've got a bowl of water. Doesn't really matter how much it is. I would measure out 1 teaspoon of baking soda. But it's a little hard right now because Alex is sleeping and Amy's at work, so can't do a whole lot. So I'm going to put that in here, and then I'm going to stir this until it's dissolved. And we're not going to be cooking with this. We're just marinating because it will tenderize the meat, and we want that to be tenderized. And I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. And again, we're not cooking this. We're going to take and strain the liquid out when we go to cook it. So it's not so it's totally not something that we're going to be actually cooking with. So if we see the strips here, and you can use any meat you want, and we're just going to stick this in here. It's not important the actual type of meat. If you're going to use chicken, I would advise chicken thighs. Someone tells me this is too much liquid, and it is. So I'm just going to pour some out. But chicken thighs, if you're using chicken, I would use, get rid of the fat as much as you can, and still too much liquid. Drain the fat as much as you can anyways. Going to drain a little bit more, and we're going to set this in the fridge for a while, ideally at least 3 hours. However, sometimes depending on what time you have for cooking, you may not have that, and that's fine. And stick that in the fridge for a little while, and then we'll see when we're back. Please hit that like, share, subscribe. Welcome back. So this has been marinating a while, and I'm working away at cutting some veggies down, and still no Alex. And this is actually quite simple. So I just strained the liquids out of this, and all I'm going to do here is I'm going to cook this. I'm going to cook the meat down, and we'll come back to this later once it's cooked. But we need this cooked first. So what you want to do is take this in your wok, oil it a little bit. Don't need a lot, just a little bit. And we're going to cook this down until it's fully cooked. Where this is steak, it's not... You can leave it a little medium rare if you want, and that's probably what I'm going to do, but just take your time and make sure it's cooked. If it's chicken or pork or anything else, make sure it's fully cooked. So I've got some celery, and I'm going to take this over here because I'm going to need this anyways. You see the mess on the floor. My cat has decided to whiz out totally today. And I've got 2 sweet peppers. I've got most of a daikon and onion and green onion. And yeah, so this is going to work out really, really good. And you see my cat being total dick right now. He's just upset because Amy left to work today and can't quite realize that Amy has to work. I go to work tomorrow, but the only difference is I get to work from home. So this process shouldn't take terribly long, especially where you've already had it marinated and you've already had it marinated and you've already had it chopped up. If you cook it full, like not chopping it up and then you cut it, it will take longer. But where this has already been cut, this shouldn't take that long. So keep your eye on it, and when this is done in a way and we're ready for the next step, which is going to be sauce number 1, we'll be right back. Welcome back. So the meat's all cooked and we're getting ready to actually do the cooking. But before we do that, we have a really important job to do, and that is called sauce. And sauce is a pretty important thing. Now this is going to be a little bit of a unexplored territory for me because I'm not used to doing this type of sauce. So I've got 7 or 3/4 of a cup of peanut butter, smooth peanut butter, and I'm gonna put a spoon of tahini in. I'm not sure if that's exactly the best thing to do, but hey, it's what's going in. And I'm just gonna put the phone down and I'm just gonna read what I'm doing for the next part because it's a little bit of a pain trying to actually hold the phone and do this. And then I'm gonna put a big gaping spoon of ginger, because ginger is really healthy for you. It's really good. And then I'm gonna put in a big spoon of ginger. So then I'm gonna put in a little spray of toasted sesame seed oil. You don't need a lot, and believe me, if you put too much in, you're going to regret it later. And then I'm going to put some hot sauce. Put whatever, sriracha is kind of the flavor of this. And this is sriracha sauce. And then I'm going to put in a little bit of soy sauce. And then I'm going to put in some mirin. Mirin's a really great sweet cooking wine. And then my piece de resistance, and I really like using this, and that's hoisin sauce. And I want to actually put in quite a bit of this. And this is my Kung Pao dish. And you want to give this a good little mix, and you probably want to put your phone down while you do this if you're one that likes to play on your phone the way that I like to right now, which isn't really by choice. And on this, I'm just going to give it a little bit of water just to help get it a little bit more moist and liquidy, because it's pretty sticky right now, because surprise, surprise, we got peanut butter. So you just want to put a little bit of water in a time. You don't have to dump a big amount in. And there we go. It's starting to moisten a little bit here, because peanut butter can be pretty sticky. And you just want to stick water into it as best you can here. Now, Terre Haute, this is where you want to put your hot peppers, but if you actually have peppers instead of the spice, put it in with the mix and you come up there. Bon, for you, I'm going to say don't even put the sriracha sauce in there. You don't need to do that. And at this point, you want to give it a little bit of a taste test. And if you need to add something in there, like honey for sweetness is all right. But you don't need to do much else. Don't put sugar in this because it will totally kill it. I'm not putting any salt in this. You don't need it. Salt is kind of the most useless thing in the world. I'm not adding pepper, even adding pepper to this. Yeah, it's a little bit more heat I think would be better. Perfect. So that's our sauce, and when we come back I'm going to be ready to start cooking and we're pretty much done. The rest of this honestly will not take very long, so we're almost done. We'll be back, guys. And that's it, we're done. So please hit that like, share, subscribe button. It really means a lot to us. Visit our website, www.poulskitchen.com. Check us out there. We have all our cookbooks, all our recipes on there. You can donate if you want. But this is it. So what you're going to do is put a bed of rice and then serve a few scoops of this on there, and that's basically it. I mean, juicy, tender, and man, I'll tell you, it is going to be amazing tonight. So until next time, please, let's make cooking great again.